Hello and welcome to Back to Basics Homestead. I just wanted to make like a vlog type conversation and addressed a question that I get a lot, and I did get some seeds in the mail, so I will also open that with you and share all those lovely seeds so that we can have a little bit of sunshine in our day. It is cold today in Canada, so I need to get myself warm. The question I get a lot is, how do I do it all? When I get that question, or I get the comment, your life looks romantic, or what other comments do I get? I don't know how you do it all. Well, the quick version of that is I cannot. It's not possible for me to do all what I'm doing on my own. My kids are not very interested in this lifestyle, so I am mostly on my own. My husband works full time, so he helps me with the infrastructure, but the rest, it's up to me. So if I have the choice of doing laundry and folding clothes, or going to harvest 50 pounds of tomatoes and spend time outside, sometimes, if it's cold outside, I might go for laundry, but I'd rather be outside. So I neglect certain parts of, things that can be neglected are neglected. During the winter, I need to learn new skills, or same thing, laundry or picking up stuff around the house, or planting next year's garden and playing with seeds. What do you think I'm doing? Well, I'm neglecting some of my chores. And some nights, I need to stay up a little bit later to catch up on the neglected things that I did all week. So it's not all romantic. But for me to do it all, or most of it all, I need to be organized. In every video that I do, this week I think I talked about in 2 of my videos, having a plan, a seed sowing calendar, an agenda or a planner or a journal. Like, every single aspect of my life is practically planned, so to make sure that I can actually have it all. Obviously, some things get neglected, but like, for example, I am working on this week's meal. Since I normally eat I eat with my son, my youngest, during the week, I always make sure to have leftover at dinner so that the 2 of us can eat lunch together. But my children would eat at school, and breakfast is normally toast and stuff like that at the house, or cereal. So I need to plan for dinners. This week, I know that I cooked a full chicken over the weekend. I cooked a lot of rice, and I made it so that this week tonight's dinner, Monday night's dinner, will be rice and chicken, and I'm gonna figure out a vegetable for my kids. We're gonna have pickled vegetables that I can. So that's like a full meal, but the only thing I need to do is recook the rice and recook the chicken and make a recipe out of it. So being organized this weekend, cooking leftovers, I will have meals for this week. I also made a big spaghetti sauce, so I know that with the leftovers, I'm gonna have pasta this week. And I make sure to always have extra to at least feed me a second meal. Another thing, if I have leftover chicken, and I did do broth also, I will either do a soup or a gravy and make a bread and have chicken and have like a biscuit type. I still don't have the biscuit recipe, but like that type of meal. And we have pizza every single Friday night. But if I didn't plan, there's weeks that I don't plan, and I run around like a chicken with no heads, not really knowing what I'll be cooking, and then it aggravates me because I was not prepared. And I also have a pantry full of canned goods, and I have bulk dry ingredients, and I need to keep track of all of that so those things don't go to waste. So by being organized and doing a pantry tour every couple months, I have a good idea of what's left over, pantry tour obviously, and freezer space. I have a good idea of what needs to be cooked, what needs to be included in meals. So being prepared organized, schedule. This is the only way I can do what I do. I know this lifestyle seems to be romantic. For me, that's what it was when I started. I had like this big idea of romantic lifestyle of being a homesteader. But there is the good, the bad, and ugly, and a lot of chaos, especially if you have young kids. So by being organized and having a good perspective of what I want for each of my days, I get to do this lifestyle. So now I have a binder of all my recipes, my dough recipes, like my crusty bread, flatbread, tortillas, and stuff like that. So on nights that I don't feel like cooking, like I have those express meals, like I can slap a flatbread recipe and do like a quick gravy and like work around what I have. So the new skills actually help me with all of that. So by being organized and doing new things and finding those new recipes, I am able to have this lifestyle be a little bit more easy on my mental health. But I wouldn't change it at all. I wouldn't change anything that I'm doing because we're eating so much better than store-bought food. Obviously, I can't be self-sufficient, so I do have store-bought food, but I get to choose now the ones that goes in our mouth. Now let's open some seeds and dream about spring, because it's almost around the corner. I think there's like under 50 days left. My vlog is going to be on a couple of days. You know, life happens. Life is hectic. So I'm going to tell you one good news. It kind of caught me off guard. 2 weeks ago, I reached a milestone here on YouTube of 300 subs. I cried. I was like, oh my God. And I thanked like super crazy. And I was like, okay, so my next milestone is going to be in a couple of months and I'm going to celebrate every milestone, which I do because it's like so dear to me. But 2 weeks later, I hit another milestone and I was speechless. Yesterday, I hit 400 subscribers. So in 2 weeks, you guys are telling me that you're interested in my content and watching my videos. So seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You can't imagine what this means to me. By you watching my videos or sharing them or liking or commenting or subscribing, you're making a difference in my dream. So I want to take this minute to say to you, thank you. Now let's check out what I got from MI Gardener. So this year I want to add more beauty to the front of my house because like when I moved, the perennials that were there, I'm not sure exactly what happened. Nothing is coming back up and I have most of seeds. So I'm trying to add more perennials. So I know it's not going to look good within the 2 first years, but I want to work on that. So I'm doing experiments. So I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I bought some seeds. So this is a new one for me, Carnation La France. Another one, this is a white one called Jean Dionys. Pink bachelor's button. I have like all the colors. I want to add that in front, and it's also going to attract a lot of pollinators. I love nasturtium, but I was running out of seeds, and the only one I could get was this one, the peach. So I got 2, and I also want to include this one in my plant cell. Then also my plant set, I want to have squash, summer squash. So I have the cocoselle, the striped one, the crook's neck, and gray zucchini. So for my plant cell, I try to go with stuff that won't be found in nurseries, but also things that are recognizable. Like I've seen those in when you would go to the farm markets and stuff like that. So I know people are aware that they exist, but I wouldn't go like too funky with my plant cell. And then another experiment I want to try, I am trying micro-dwarf tomato, because a lot of people want to garden, but they think they need land or a 10 by 10 square in their backyard. Some of them don't. So this year in my plant cell, I am including dwarf type tomatoes. So I think I have like 5 or 7 varieties of those, and I want to see which one tastes the better so I can have that in my under my sleeve. This is a new one for me, purple orac, probably not saying it right. It's said to be like spinach, but purple. So I want to give that a try. And it says to be cold hardy, so I want to push that to see if I love it, and if I can have it in my high tunnel in the colder months. Then I have a seed swap from my friend Remy over at Rem's Family Farm. He sent me flowers forget-me-not. He knows I love tomatoes, and I haven't tried this one. So the 42-day tomato, and I have already the lavender Vera. And he asked me if I wanted to try the English one. So he sent me seeds of the English one. The last thing I receive is from West Coast Seed. This is a 1.5 soil blocker. And this would be my third soil blocker that I have purchased. And I want to document this experiment. So I'm going to tell you a little bit what it is, but I want to make like a full extent video of how I enjoy it. I started using my 3/4 inch last year and my 2-inch. This is a duo that you can use together. I fell in love with the concept because that means I can no longer use cell trays, and I would only have to up pot once I get to the 3-inch or 4-inch pots. But like I want to make a full video on that. But the 1.5 would replace my 72 cell trays. Every couple of years, I have to buy more. So my plant cell is getting more successful. So that means I would need to sow more seeds, more 72 plug trays. And this is exactly the same size as them. So I want to see if I can replace my 72 cell trays with this. But I will document everything on that experiment. A soil blocker, I forgot to mention, is you would use seed starting soil. You would add more water than you would normally add water to start seeds in your cell tray, and then you would press on it and compact, jam-pack soil here and press it down in here, and then use the release, do like this, and a block of 1.5, that 1.5 will come out, and this dibble is where there's going to be a dent in that block. It is where you would put your seed, and you just pinch off the top and you have a block. So if you're a market style gardener, you would just use that, sow a couple of 1 or 2 seeds of salads, and then use that to transplant outside. That's also another thing that you can do with a 1.5. So I really want to push that experiment to the next level. One last thing I want to show you. I started microgreens. I will be showing the progress of that. Microgreens is a turnaround of about 5 to 10 days before you have food. So I want to document this. I have, so part 1 is available on the channel right now, and part 2 will be next week. And I also made sure to experiment with mushroom crates to show you that microgreens don't have to be complicated. And also my greens are looking good. My arugula died. My greens are looking good. My cilantro is looking good. My basil is looking good. And I have 2 pepper plants that are looking good. And 2 dwarf tomatoes that are looking good. So I would say that my indoor gardening experiments are going great. You will always have casualties inside or outside. It's part of growing with your garden. And don't get discouraged if you have casualties, because you will learn from that. Once more, I want to say thank you for following me on this journey. Thank you for supporting me. I thank you for passing by the homestead today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.